Explain Everything is a great app that allows you to share with students annotated diagrams. You can write down different answers, etc., etc. It's such a versatile and brilliant app that eventually at the end allows you to export a movie which you can then edit further in iMovie or simply upload directly to YouTube for students to view. Now, with this, just to get started, if you click on New Project, you can then get into your Dropbox, or you can import photos, or whatever it may be. But you can just navigate to the file that you need, and it will then open up within Explain Everything. If I just open up one of the apps that I've already got in place, you can see that it brings up this is a PowerPoint, it's imported, and it brings up each of the slides individually, and I can just scroll through them, etc., etc. And that would allow me to annotate these slides individually and just add to each of these what I want to. Now, what I am going to do is just go back to the beginning here and show you two of the most important tools that I tend to use when using this app. And the first one is the laser marker we can see just here. And you can choose the type of pointer that you want. I tend to prefer this little red dot. And it just means you can highlight things without actually writing on the screen, but you can point to different bits, and I really like that one. The other one is the pen. Again, just hold down on the pen a bit longer. You can choose your colour, your thickness, etc. And this time you can actually draw on things properly. There's a nice undo button there, so anything you do that you don't like, you can just take back straight away. Now, the great part of this, I think, is the fact that you can add audio commentary to these slides. Now, this is done quite simply by pressing the red dot down at the bottom. So by clicking on the red dot, you can see now that the counter is starting to go up. So what I'm saying to you is being recorded onto this Explain Everything slide. And I can just pause it there. And if I then wanted to carry on my explanation, I could just go on to the next slide, carry on recording. It will just add it to the same audio recording. It's really clever, really simple. Now what I'll do is I'll go on and I'll complete my whole explanation. I mean, one of the things that you might choose to do is to do kind of a big handwritten explanation, so you'll find maybe a slightly narrower pen will do the trick here, but you can write anything on here, and it will be a great way of then sharing this with the students. So when you've finished your explanation and you've written everything down, you've used the audio recording to add whatever it is that you want to, you can then just click on this little video camera sign here and you can export it. Now you can export it directly to YouTube, or another alternative you might find is to export it directly to the photo roll, where you can then import it to iMovie or export it to YouTube from there. But of course you can see there's a whole host of ways that you can export it. One of the things you may want to do, depending on the PowerPoint you've had in there, is that you can choose to export either all the slides or just the ones that you've spoken over. So you can see I just spoke over the first few there, so I can deselect the other slides and it wouldn't export those. Click once that's done, click on the place you want to export it to, and it will usually take a few minutes depending on how long your recording is, and you'll find it appear either on the web, on YouTube, or in your photo roll. Great application, really simple. There's your starters.